Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we need to talk about ChatGPT, Bard, and other large language models because publishers, those that create content and publications, are now wanting compensation from these AIs. Now, I'm basically taking this from an article in Goodreader by Alexis Boutelier, who I thought had a really concise write-up based off of the Wall Street Journal article that was much longer and much more complex, but both of them are really solid articles. So Alexis, good job. Thank you for letting me crib on this, even though you're probably never going to see this or hear this. So there you go. But let's get going because all artificial intelligence tools, ChatGPT, Bard, etc., are trained on previously published works, and they frequently quote those works without acknowledging or compensating the authors. That's according to the publishers, of basically that hold the rights to these books, these articles, this content, and they're saying it can't continue. Now, AI tools like ChatGPT, they've become all the rage. They're becoming very commonplace. These are getting integrated into, different platforms outside of just large language models. Microsoft 365, Adobe Firefly, a whole bunch of others. So publishers now have been reportedly looking into their legal options as well as how their content has been used to train these artificial intelligences. That's again, according to the originating source from the Wall Street Journal. And so the publishing industry trade group known as News Media Alliance wants their members to get compensation. So Daniel Coffey of the News Media Alliance stated to news outlets that basically this job takes actual human labor and that must be paid for. Quote, "We have valuable content that's being used constantly to generate revenue for others off of the backs of investments that we make. That requires real human work, and that has to be compensated," end quote. In an interview with OpenAI founder and CEO Sam Altman, he said, and I quote, "We've done a lot with fair use," end quote. And that was specifically when it was coming to ChatGPT. This data, basically ChatGPT, as I mentioned, actually I didn't mention it, was been trained on 2-year-old data, meaning they basically took the entire internet from 2021 and threw it at ChatGPT for it to learn. So anything from 2022 to now, we're sitting here late March 2023, OpenAI's ChatGPT really didn't get that. Now, Altman also said that OpenAI has struck deals for content when it was warranted. Quote, "We're willing to pay a lot for very high quality data in certain domains." Now, links to sources that were consulted, for this provided responses returned by Microsoft's AI implementation, but rather than using links or citations, Google Bard, on the other hand, merely makes a text reference to the source. Now, for the use of content on MSN, Microsoft has already begun paying publishers, although supposedly these payments do not include artificial intelligence things, and Microsoft is not saying. Google has similar agreements with companies such as News Corp. They own Fox News, the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, et cetera, for a service that basically is called Google News Showcase. But those fees also don't include artificial intelligence as well. And separately, Adobe, creators of the Firefly artificial intelligence, stated that they intend to establish payment methods for artists before the app was released from beta when it was first revealed as an AI tool known, as I mentioned, in Firefly. And I think this is actually something that's really interesting. So here's the way I look at it. If you are taking a work and you are training something, you are learning something, then yeah, there probably has to be some kind of compensation there. So, unfortunately, if you're going to college textbooks are very expensive, but somebody wrote it. And by virtue of that, that person, is getting compensated for that effort, for that job by the publisher and all of that. I've been actually approached to write textbooks, from a publisher for, cybersecurity. And I did not take them up on that because I don't have that kind of time, but it actually really did intrigue me. Now, at the same token, though, there's a lot of stuff that's out there for free, and that's not necessarily ChatGPT's fault. So if you're looking at things that are probably open source or open language or no longer under copyrights, like, works of Shakespeare or something like that, that's one thing. But if I'm writing, let's say, something very specific, as a publisher, I'm writing a book and this happens to be ingested into ChatGPT, and when I say ChatGPT, I mean all of them, then yeah, if it's being used to be trained, it's becoming more intelligent in that, then they probably at least owe me, I don't know what, $15 for the book, or more. So I think this is going to be interesting. I'd love to hear thoughts on this because I do think that artists and creators, whether you're writing a book or creating music or something else that will then be used by another outfit, entity, or whatever that is, including artificial intelligence, I do think there has to be a compensation standard there. Otherwise, you're going to get people that are disinclined to simply publish content, and that's quite frankly not cool. So we'll see. I don't know if this is derivative. I don't know what this is, but we're going to see what it is. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But either way, publishers are looking for money out of the ChatGPTs of the world, and quite frankly, I think they're going to get it. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. And Alexis, thank you for writing this article. The proverbial check is in the mail. Take care.